As we know, War Tycoon as a game is quite old by now, and it does follow us a load of nostalgia, if I'm gonna be completely honest with you. There's so many things that happened to us in the past of War Tycoon history that had some remarkable moments. And in today's video, guys, I'll be speaking about a video suggestion which I have received from one of my viewers, such as giving us the top 5 best updates that ever happened to War Tycoon, which is kind of an idea which is shifted in my own way. And today I'll be going through the top 5 updates, which in my opinion were the best updates in order to actually make the game the best they could have possibly made it, and really most of these updates really did change the game. Anyway, let's just jump right into it. So at the number 5 position, I will actually be placing the new map update, and I'm not speaking about the current map which we are using. It's the first ever new map update which we have received, which had ourselves the old map, which we all actually loved. I did not get the pleasure to experience this map as much personally, however I know a lot of people did experience this map, and there was so many good things about it because the bases were really close to each other. I remember around this update they have also added a lot of ways to actually interact with the middle in order to raid bases and all this stuff, and I personally really like this update just for that reason, because it kind of brought us together in a way, because it allowed the bases to be, I guess, closer to each other and etc, and then it allowed for some funnier and more interesting raiding scenarios. But again, I do not have the best knowledge on that update, and this is just my personal opinion. Anyway, jumping into the number 4 spot. Now, what we have ourselves for number 4 is going to be the latest tank update, which has been around a year, I believe, since they have added it, and this update was the first ever update that implemented 3 tanks, being the Sherman, being the T-72, and the Leopard. And I really personally like this update because it did change the way the meta worked, but it also gave us a little bit more versatility to vehicles in War Tycoon, because it allowed us to have some, I guess, different scenarios once again, because having tanks in the game really did change the way that the game really was structured, because now there came in a lot of more new strategies. And really, once the tanks actually came out, it was really weird for most of the people, because the tanks were something completely new, and really there was no strategies of shooting stuff out of the sky. There was no strategies like actually being able to 1v3 people because of the environment and all this stuff, but people just casually getting out of their bases and they started shooting at each other with tanks. So that was a very enjoyable moment in the history of the game as well. Now, moving to the number 3 position, some of you might actually hate me for it, but I'm gonna be placing the latest map which we currently have in the game, which is the update. They have actually took a long time to make, and the map that we currently have in the game, let's be honest, it is absolutely huge and allows the map to be all around very spread out, to have a few different sections of the game actually being put into one. So we had ourselves the midpoint, of course, where people could fight for the point, as I said. We had our 4 bases, of course, next to each other, and again, they were all split by bridges and the sea and all this stuff. And I really do like the way that this current map is really structured, because it allows us to actually have everything a little more spread out. It allows us to be using the strategy more than anything else, because at the end of the day, if we have to take into consideration, people at the moment want a even bigger map than we have at this current moment. And really, the map that we have right now, which is going to be the number 3 position, I personally really like it, because it does kind of make and give us a war theme a little bit more, because again, it is a sandy map, and that also kind of fits the theme of the oil Warfare Tycoon from the old days. Now, on the number 2 position, which most of us actually do love those moments, is when the helicopter updates got added, when the first ever helicopters came in the game, such as the Little Bird. And back then, yes, we did not like the Little Bird as of this current moment, but before, previously, this helicopter was an absolute menace in a very nice way, because once the helicopters did get implemented, I really loved the way that the mechanics actually worked, because there was no special bullets, there was no special attacks or anything. We just got into the sky and we were literally shooting freaking lightning at each other. That's kind of how it looked like, and this is just a screenshot of how this looked like, because back then, again, the bullets weren't really made in a more realistic approach, but everything was just little lightning, and people were just absolutely killing each other. And I remember back then there were so many menacers who were literally destroying absolutely everything. And I do love those times, man, like the nostalgia just comes back to you. But yeah, and the number one spot, what I will be placing for all of you guys is going to be, once again, a little bit more controversial, but this is going to be my personal take on what's the best update that ever came to War Tycoon. The biggest meta change we have ever had in the history of the game had to be the plane update rather than anything else. Yes, the helicopter update could have been a little more nostalgic, but once the planes did come out, yes, they did have a little bit of bugs. However, this comes with every update. It did really change the way that the game worked, and it kind of gave us the allowance to actually see that making planes in a Roblox game with such high quality was actually possible. And really, they have done an absolutely great job once the plane update did come out, and now we are almost about to have a planes physics revamp, which is something that we've been waiting for freaking long months. I believe it's up to 9 months now since the plane update was released. It could have actually been more, but really, I personally like this update more than anything else because, of course, it does allow us to have a bigger Tycoon, of course, allowing us to rank up even higher and actually start grinding higher levels and etc. And really, the fact that the planes were added into the game, it gave us so much more versatility in terms of vehicles that we could use. And really, back then, the physics were actually pretty good with the new planes update, and I personally really liked it. But anyway, that is all I have for you guys in today's video. Let me know in the comment section down below what is your top 5 favorite or best updates that were ever implemented into War Tycoon. Once again, this is my personal opinion. I am not the most OG person out of all, but I did do my research to, of course, make this video, and of course, one of these updates I haven't been in, but most of these I did really enjoy looking at as well. And I do feel very good making this video today because tomorrow everything is probably about to change with the new update coming in with different plane physics. But let's all be honest, it's all gonna change for the better, and the developers are planning to make the game a lot more enjoyable for us. Anyway, that is all I have for you guys in today's video. Let me know in the comment section what our videos you would like to see next, and make sure to subscribe with the notification bell on, and I'll see you guys later in the next video. Bye bye.